Hey, everyone. Welcome to another episode of HighLevel's Affiliate Insider, where we show you how to unlock your untapped affiliate potential. Today, I have with me Pavel Ketsuk. Pavel's a trailblazer in digital marketing, a mentor to thousands, a visionary founder of Lit Media. With over 6 years in the industry, Pavel has become a recognized authority in digital marketing, winning both the coveted HighLevel SaaSpreneur Gold Award and the HighLevel Gold Affiliate Award, showing his excellence in both building a strong SaaS company and helping beginners learn how to do the same. Welcome to the show, Pavel.
Boom. Thank you. Appreciate it. Super excited to be on, super excited to be chatting, and I'm excited to dive in.
Absolutely. I am stoked because I've been wanting to do this for a while, but you and I have been traveling so much, which is part of the cool reason that I think many people work digitally online.
I agree 100%. It's funny because we've had so many conversations, not on Zoom and not on camera, but in person. Now we get to finally talk here and do a public interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, can you tell us a little bit about what got you started? Was it because you wanted to travel, or what really was your inspiration about starting to work from your laptop?
From my laptop in general, or starting with the affiliate space?
From your laptop in general.
Got it. So, what it was for me was I first did a trip when I was about 18 years old. I was in college and I became friends with an abroad student that was also studying in my university. And he was from Thailand. And he invited me to go to Thailand with him during a summer break. And at this point, outside of Ukraine, I've never really been to another country, especially in Asia. So I was extremely intrigued by that. I have just spent so much time in school at this point, just studying, doing all these different things that I thought it'd be a good idea. So I went to Thailand and I didn't have a business. I didn't know what I was doing in my life, but it was just a cool trip. And I went for the first time and I remember having so much fun and just having such a good time on that trip that it's something that I knew I wanted to do. I knew I didn't want to stay in my town where I grew up. I knew I wanted to see more things. I wanted to have more experiences, and that's what inspired me to live this life. It was that in the beginning, and that gave me unlimited fuel and motivation for many years to come after that. I kept replaying the memories that I made on that trip. And back then, this was about 10 years ago, there wasn't the same access to information, and digital nomad wasn't as big as it is now. So I really had to be creative and find ways I can make money and so forth. But that's essentially what got me into it. And that was always my motivation. Always wanted to travel, always wanted to see cool shit. And overall, when I got my office job, after I came back from that trip and I was working in a cubicle, I had that drastic contrast of living a cool life, going on adventures, doing cool things, to coming home and sitting 8, 9 hours a day in a cubicle, sitting in traffic and so forth. And that gave me even more motivation of I definitely do not want to live this life. And naturally, I shortly after read 4 Hour Work Week, and that's what kind of also inspired me to actually work online. And that's what showed me that it's possible.
Nice. It's funny because I used to work in person as well, but that's back when for HighLevel I had to work in person. And now that I work remote, I am completely obsessed with it. I love the fact that I'm able to have connections that feel pretty real. And then when we all meet in person, it's really cool to be able to see everyone and to see other entrepreneurs doing the same. But then also to be able to, fully disconnect and be in a completely different physical space whenever we're doing some online digital marketing. I think it's one of the coolest perks of being in this industry.
Absolutely. I agree. Doing things in person though, is extremely valuable though, because if you're just alone and isolated and growing your business, it does get lonely. So I like that you guys do all these events and you're meeting people and you have so many high level events everywhere. And I think that's an important part as well. Now, as you
Yeah,
travel and you build your business, you'll meet other digital nomad communities and you'll meet other entrepreneurs and other people building their businesses. So you can certainly make friends once you start traveling. But if you try to do it all online, I try to basically block myself in. My agency, my marketing agency, first started growing around like really growing because I was hyper focused on it in 2020, and because of the lockdown, couldn't really do much, couldn't really go many places. So I kind of tried that for 2 years, and I realized it's a it's a lonely path. So having people around you and having friends in the space certainly helps.
absolutely. And in the agency space, there's quite a lot of people. In the affiliate space, I feel like there's somehow less, even though everybody's a bit louder. But speaking about the agency space, you're now doing a little bit of both. How'd you make that pivot from agency to affiliate?
So I first started using High Level in I think it was 2021, and High Level solved a big problem for my agency because I was working with contractors. And I've done all sorts of different services. I've done web design, I've done SEO, I've done the marketing thing. We've run Google ads, we've run Facebook ads. And the problem that I first came across was the contractors were not responding to their leads fast enough. So High Level solved that. And that one problem of just, hey, we automatically text your leads with an automation, text and email, made clients stay on for much longer in my marketing agency. And then that helped me grow my agency to about $25,000 a month with extremely high profit margins as well. Like we were profiting anywhere from 15 to 18, sometimes 20,000 a month. Kind of depends because we were also selling websites. So if I sold a high ticket website for 5,000 or 6,000, obviously that month was a vastly more profitable month as well. But I pivoted to affiliate in late 2022. And the reason for that is because I tried to retire, actually. So I went down to Mexico, and my marketing agency was going great. I had a bunch of clients. I was making 15, 16K a month in profit. And I started meeting other agency owners. I was burnt out from the lockdown and just constantly grinding. And I started meeting other agency owners, and I realized where they were. And I realized that they already achieved all of my goals. They were at 100K a month. That was my goal back then. And what I've learned about their companies and their agencies is their profit margin was always around 30%, right? And so it gave me this realization of they're making 100K a month, but they're only taking home about 30. And then they have a business partner. So now they're actually profiting 15K a month, which is the same as me, except they're doing Zoom calls all day. They're working 8, 9, 10 hours a day. And I just didn't want that. Like they're making the same amount of money as me, maybe making a little bit more, but they're working 3 times as much as me. So I needed to find what my next thing was. And I kind of went to Mexico, didn't really work, kind of lived on the beach and surfed and did that kind of thing for 1 to 2 months. And I knew I liked working with agency owners because that's been my whole life. I've been in marketing my whole life. And I didn't know what that path looked like. So what I started doing was I just started going to these like public digital marketing groups. And I just started giving away a lot of my strategies. And I was giving away different snapshots for High Level. And then I was also just sharing what was working for me. I was sharing about how we downsell our clients into SaaS, into $300 a month or $200 a month, and how we charge for website hosting and the website in a day strategy. And I just started sharing all these different things. And I realized so many people do not have High Level. And I realized, this could be good. And actually, my first couple people from that strategy, I didn't even use the affiliate link. I just said, "Oh, well, you need High Level. Here's a snapshot link. Like just sign up and then import it." And then I saw the affiliate program and I saw the commissions and I thought, okay, this is interesting. Let me send this out instead. And so all my initial affiliates were coming in from people that I spoke to on Zoom, either people that I met in my travels, other digital nomads, or people that needed some help. And I would just jump on a free Zoom call for with them and just help them set up some stuff and kind of coach them a little bit. I thought maybe I would work somewhere in the agency space. Maybe I'd run their ads. Maybe I would help them in some way. And that's how I'd figure out the monetization later. But as I started getting more and more affiliates, I realized how great this model was because A, the commissions were amazing, but also B, it was no cost to them. They need this software anyways. So it was just a no-brainer offer. And then that's how I started getting my first affiliates. I hit 10, I hit 20, I hit 30, and I was just helping these people one-on-one. And then eventually it just got so big. I got so many DMs that I put everyone inside of one Facebook group. And then I realized I had the beginning of what we have now, which is the software with services community. And the way I even got into YouTube overall is I was in this group and people were asking me questions and I would film them Loom videos. So I would sit and I would just help all of them. They'd make a post. I'd respond with a Loom video, like a training where I'm sharing my screen, and I would just show them everything that I'm doing. And then I realized, wait a minute, why don't I just publish these to YouTube? Like I bet there's tons of people that would need help. And that's what I started doing. I started publishing some of those videos to YouTube. Someone asked for like a live sales call about how I close clients. I gave that to them, but then they asked me, "Hey, can you actually break this down? Like, can you explain why you're saying what you're saying?" And then I published that to YouTube. And that was like my first video that did really well. And by really well, I mean it had like 100 views. And the rest of my videos were getting 10 views. So that's how I got started. And the interesting thing is it gave me really good feedback on what people actually needed help with. So that when I did get into YouTube and when I did start taking it more seriously, I knew everyone's pain points.
And just to make sure I give you the pat on the back that you deserve right here, that six figures that you were aiming for in the agency space, you just crossed it on the affiliate side, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, we crossed it a little bit ago, but yeah, so we're doing six figures a month now in the GHL affiliate program, and it's been amazing.
No business partner, you're able to
Yeah.
keep all of that.
Yeah, no business partner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So you started out by just adding this insane amount of value. And before we like started recording, we actually talked about how it was just value. It wasn't a fancy camera. It wasn't anything super fancy. It was all of this amazing experience that you brought to the table, and you were just honest with sharing it with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just crossed 100K subs on YouTube, and I didn't get a real camera till I was at maybe like 90,000, 91, 92,000 subscribers. All my videos before that were filmed on my iPhone. So you certainly don't need a fancy camera. I think people overcomplicate this whole process. It's really about what you teach and the advice that you give.
That I totally agree. And I think that a lot of people that are in the affiliate space trying to grow, trying to scale, feel like they have all of this knowledge. Sometimes, it gets overwhelming. Like, if I have all of this knowledge, why don't people want it? So sometimes people turn to cameras. I also know that something that you do really well is that you've been able to scale very efficiently. So you have 100K subs, and the way that you're able to bring people through your funnel is at times more efficient than people that might have more subscriptions than or subscribers than you. Um, can you walk us through your funnel and how you're positioning all of this value that you're presenting to your community?
Yeah, absolutely. So when going back to my story a little bit, when I started posting those Loom videos to everyone, to my first affiliates, they started becoming YouTube videos. And then I realized, wait a minute, they're getting some traction. I remember the first time I got my first affiliate from someone that I had no idea who they were. And I just saw a random email come in and they signed up for my high level link. And at that point, there were no funnels. It was nothing. I just had my affiliate link in the description of the YouTube video. And then I realized, wait a minute, this is scalable. I think I can do this. So I started doing more of what works, and then I started taking YouTube much more seriously as well. And I always viewed the affiliate program not necessarily like, oh, I'm an affiliate marketer. What I did was I was coaching people before the affiliate program. I was coaching them for free. So high level just gave me a way to monetize what I was already doing. I wanted to help these marketers, and I knew I'd figure out the monetization later. So I've always viewed it not as affiliate marketing, but I have a coaching company. And my priority is to get these people results. My priority is to make sure that they win, like any coaching program. I want to help them get to the end outcome. I want to support them in any way that I can. And so I built out a full course, going through a way more in-depth course. And this is before I was even getting that much traction. And I taught them every step, every part of the process. And then I was coaching them. I was doing group coaching. I was doing one-on-one coaching. And then I ended up hiring on coaches. So really, I just made the coaching program as good as possible. And I've bought a lot in my life. So I knew what worked. I knew what didn't. I introduced my strategies and I showed them what I did. And I was also very, very transparent with everything. Like I literally show what exact ads I run. Hey, here's my exact funnel. Like just copy and paste it, use it for your niche. So I think regardless of funnels and like the copy and the angles, that's really the most important thing. And I think that's why a lot of our people stick, which, like you said, I don't have the biggest following, but the people that do sign up, A, they just end up liking me. And B, I think what ends up happening is they just take some of my advice and it works. Like I have of live sales calls of me closing clients, but then also have live cold calls on my channel. And if you even look at the comments, there's people getting clients for services outside of high level. So even people that don't use high level, that's maybe don't even run an agency, but they're selling something completely different. They can still learn from the scripts and so forth. And so that's just a brief taste. But that really contributed a lot to the success is just me understanding that I have to get them results. The goal is not just to get someone to sign up. The goal is for them to get results. And also by doing that, then they stay on high level for a long time, right? Which in turn gives you more commissions. They stay, and because they stay on, that means they're getting results. They're getting clients. And so they're making money. So everyone wins. And that was my mindset from the beginning.
That's awesome. I think that a lot of affiliates struggle with follow up. Like if they have somebody, they're engaging that person, but that person isn't signing up for high level yet. Like they're not fully bought in. So with this results mindset, is the way that you fill that gap just by helping them find a result before they even sign up for high level, or how do you fill that gap?
Yeah, so it depends. I think when you do YouTube, when you do long form content, it's really an advantage because people really get to know you through the videos and you get a chance to show your face. You get a chance to build a lot of trust and you get to give them a lot of tutorials, right? If I was just running Google ads and I said, hey, sign up to my high level link, they don't really know what they're getting. They don't really know what they're doing. And also, just to add on, I've also added a bunch of courses that are unrelated to high level. I've added travel hacking courses on how I book flights for free and how I travel and what's the best credit cards to use to hack that. So it goes above and beyond the agency space. But overall, when it comes to follow up, I think it really matters what channel they came from, right? Meaning, did they come from YouTube? Is it coming in from paid ads? Did you get them from a Facebook group? It also matters how many affiliates do you have right now? How seriously are you taking this? If it was me, what I did is I just jumped on Zoom with them. Like every person I don't know the exact number, but a lot of the first people that came on, I did a Zoom call with everyone. And then I would constantly be sending them voice notes like all day. I'd be at dinner with my girlfriend and I'd be sending voice notes to people. So I think helping them as much as you can in the beginning is the best way to do it. Then once you have some case studies and some testimonials of people that are seeing success with what it is that you teach, you can then leverage those and send those to people. But of course, having an email, the standard marketing things, having email sequences, reaching out to them. Did they abandon cart? Did they sign up but they canceled? Did they just opt into your funnel but never sign up to go high level? And then having different sequences. But the big thing for sure, even if you're just doing email follow up, is tell more of your story. I think a lot of people underestimate the value of your personality and your story. For example, I have a certain life where I like to travel, I like to be a digital nomad. I have things that I'm for and I have things that I'm against. And the people that like my values, the people that have similar values, that want a similar life are attracted to that. But if you're a dad or a mom of two, three kids, and you want to make extra income so that you can sign your kids up for a different soccer team, or you want to just have more free time to go to soccer practice and so forth, that's your motivation. That's not my motivation because I don't have any kids. So, really leaning into who you are and your story of even how you came up, I think is huge. So having that in text and email follow up, I think videos are the best because people really get to know who you are. But telling stories in any avenue, I think works very, very well. And people want to know what you have, what you offer, how you're going to help them, of course. But really, they connect with you as a person. Did I freeze there?
You did. Do you want to try repeating those last two sentences? Who
Yeah.
you are, what you have as a person.
Yeah. So, really, it's about giving them a lot of value, but it's all about who you are as a person and showcasing that to people because they'll sign up with you. If you have good courses, good value, good snapshots, that's great. But sharing your story and having them connect with you on a deeper level and really sharing a side of you that is maybe even vulnerable, that's what makes the real connections. So, and that's true in all of sales, right? The person has to like you to buy from you. And it's the same thing over video, it's the same thing over email.
What do you say to people who are a bit nervous to do that?
To do what exactly?
To be a bit more vulnerable. I've had, so for example, I've had people say like, oh, not about you in particular, but oh, of course that person could do it. They're younger than I am. They're traveling more than I am. They're XYZ, like what would you say to an affiliate that's thinking that right now?
Yeah, I would lean into what you do have. I mean, I've leaned into the travel angle because I've been traveling for years and I did that way before I joined the affiliate program. I was already successful in my agency. And by the way, I just launched a new agency and that's going super well as well. I needed something where I can test all these different strategies. And I mean, like literally within a couple months in the new agency, I launched it on YouTube. We were able to cross over 20,000 a month, right? 22,000 a month. But whatever your unique angle is, you have to lean into that. So, like I mentioned, if you're a mom of four kids or of one kid, then lean into that. If you just want to stay at home and spend more time with your kids, lean into that because that person that's going to resonate, right? You might not have all the different things that I have, the courses and all this stuff. But if someone's watching my videos and yours, they're way more likely to sign up with you than they are with me, since that's not me. And I would lean into whatever values you have, whatever lifestyle you live, whatever you believe. I would share that, and people will resonate with that. The internet's a big place, and yes, I have a segment of the market of people that want to travel and they want to do all this. But there's also a lot of people that don't want to travel. They just want to maybe retire their mom. They just want grandparents to live closer to them. Maybe they just want a second vacation home that they can go to with their family. So there's tons of different angles that you can take. And by leaning into that, you're attracting that crowd.
I love that. I could talk about this forever, but you also kind of touched on something that I think is really interesting and not many affiliates do, so I want to bring it up. Um, you started another agency. Most people choose agency or affiliates, and for the people who do both, most of them certainly don't start another agency after they're already killing it in the affiliate game. Um, what's your thoughts around doing that? Why'd you do it, and how do you continue to do it?
Well, for the new agency, the reason I did it is because A, I just like starting new things. And I think, like all entrepreneurs, it's just fun. It was just a fun thing to do. It was a fun experiment. It first came to me just as a YouTube video idea. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I just made this video and like started this new agency and showed people, like recorded my screen and just showed people exactly what I did and my whole thought process behind it. So it started off as a YouTube video, but then it just worked really well. Like I sat down, I did an hour and a half of cold calling for this new agency and I booked 7 meetings. So it was just fun, honestly. And maybe I'm crazy, but I had a good time doing it. And then we had traction. So I just brought on people into the agency. And again, I was able to outsource pretty fast. If someone's starting brand new in the marketing agency space, maybe they don't have the resources to start hiring as fast as I did, but I also just knew where to go. And so it was just kind of fun to launch. I also wanted to test myself. I wanted to put people in place. And most importantly, I wanted to make sure that I started this and A, my strategies work. B, I wanted to be tapped into the marketing space. And we're going to keep growing this. Like within a couple of months, we crossed 20,000 a month and I'm going to keep doing it. I want to be able to share strategies that are working to this day because it's not just about, oh, I'm an affiliate. No, people like me because my advice works and because I speak from experience. And I have a lot of experience in digital marketing. And I wanted to show people how I would do it from scratch. And I just wanted to continuously just be tapped into what's working and to all the newest strategies, what's working today, which then gives me better content, gives me better courses. If something works in my agency, I teach it to my community. I teach it to all my affiliates very transparently. Hey guys, this is the newest thing. We just tested this yesterday. I'm teaching it to you here today. And so it just gives me that edge where a lot of affiliates do not have agencies. And that's okay. I don't blame them. Maybe I'm crazy.
Maybe a little bit. But I love the concept of like, doing it because it's not separate running your agency and running your affiliate. You've really found a way to merge the two. That being said, as an affiliate, some would say you're kind of coaching up people on being your competitor on the SaaS side. Is that how you see it? Or no, you don't consider them your competitors, even though they're also generating a SaaS?
Yeah, most people are in my niche too, which is kind of funny. Most people are in the home remodeling niche or they work with contractors on some level. I don't view them as my competitors because ever since I started, I kind of thought that a little bit, but there's still people that I talk to that have never ran Facebook ads or they've ran it one time with one company and they did a horrible job. Right. So in this new agency, we're doing like Facebook ads, we're doing AI stuff, we're using the AI agents inside of HighLevel. And a lot of these people also have never used the AI agents. They've never run Facebook ads how we run Facebook ads. And I just don't view it as real competition. And thing is, when I moved out of my hometown, I'm from Buffalo, New York, I was already making like $4,000 or $5,000 a month from my agency. And those people and those businesses that I was working with, they were local to me. Right. So I think you can walk down the street and look at one block of businesses. And if you just worked with all of them, you'd be making a full time income. or you'd be making a six-figure a year income. So I think there's just so many businesses out there that I don't view it as competition. I think there's
There's a
so
lot of
much,
abundance.
yes, there's so much for everyone that I can teach all the strategies, give away all my niches, give away all my snapshots, and still I'm talking to people that have never ran Facebook ads. And there's also people all over the world, right? I'm in the US, so I travel, but all my clients are in the US. My business is based out of the US. And there's people in the UK that are copying what I'm doing, and it's working well there, right? Australia, tons of different countries. So I think there's plenty of room for everyone. That's why I keep teaching, and that's why I'm never worried about competition.
I think that it takes a different type of personality to really go into this compared to the typical 9 to 5, like I think it's really tough to really adjust to this. What's the single biggest mindset shift that helped you cross 7 figures as an affiliate?
This is a good question. I think the biggest mindset shift was serving as much as you can. And we talked about this earlier. And I think the reason for that is if you do not serve people and they do not stay under your affiliate link, or this is true for all coaches, the hardest part is getting the person to either purchase your coaching program or to sign up with your affiliate link. Keeping them is easier. So if you can't dial in retention and keeping the person inside, then it's going to be very hard to grow. And we're in a monthly recurring business. And this is true for agency or affiliate. So it's much easier to really fine tune your systems and create a program, a product that people want to be a part of. Because once you solve that one time, all the new people that join, it's going to affect them as well. So it's a very high leverage task. And if you don't have a good program, you can have a million signups on your affiliate link, but they're all going to cancel, right? Maybe not all. Some people will sign up and they'll find their own path, they'll find their own success. But if you don't help them, way more people will cancel. So I think the reason I've been able to cross 7 figures is also because people just genuinely get results. And I do the most I possibly can to ensure that. Like when someone joins, we set up their entire Go High Level account. We give them everything they could possibly need. Plus we have daily coaches. Like we have so many things that people get that it's actually insane. Like when I built this in mind, I thought to myself, what can I build that I feel like I could charge $5,000 to $10,000 for? And so I built it with that in mind. Except the price is just signing up to Go High Level with my link. So I think that was a huge shift, is really just having a good product that people want to be a part of. Like we've really built a community. Like there's people, I actually just met up with 2 people from my community that came to Colombia, and I saw them and they met inside my community. One had a SaaS agency and he was at maybe like 4 to 5K a month. The other one was just starting. He had a couple clients. They became good friends inside the community. Then they moved in together, and then they started growing their agency together. One hit 15K a month, one hit 30K a month. And then they both came down here. I hung out with them for a couple days. Super great dudes, super nice. Amazing meeting them. And it's connections like that. It's seeing the people in person. It's seeing what they've built. And then also, because they did so well, I then brought them on as coaches. And I said, hey, can you just, you guys are obviously very successful, multi 6 figures a year in profit. Can you teach the community? So it's also always finding the new strategies. But then whenever someone succeeds, I interview them inside the community and I say, hey, share what worked. And I think that's a major key.
Just adding a lot of value, showing the value, sharing, having really truly an abundance mindset.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously also having a good distribution channel. So having something predictable for me, obviously it's YouTube, but I know other people have grown a lot with ads. I know others have grown on Facebook. They do the Facebook group strategy, and that's great.
If someone is watching this and wanted to be like, well, I know Pavel is the top affiliate on the leaderboard right now, but I want to know how to beat Pavel. How do you think someone could do it?
I mean, I would say good luck. Well, you would have to have a unique angle, and you would have to have a good distribution channel, and you would have to build a community or course. You would have to have coaches for sure. And you'd have to really double down on your distribution channel, honestly. That's what brings in the leads. You'd have to get very creative, and you'd have to keep doubling down. It certainly wouldn't happen overnight. Like I've been doing this, for 3 years, and for a long time I was on the leaderboard, but I was number 9, 8, 7, then I was 4, and then I was back to 6, and so forth. Now I've been number 1, which is great, but I also have a lot of traction. So I think you could do it. You could try, but just remember, I'm improving too.
Some good motivation. Um, okay. Any last words you'd like to say to any potential affiliates watching this?
Affiliates that have already started, or people that are thinking about starting?
Ooh, both.
Okay. So if you're thinking about getting started, I would 100% do it. I think the best way to get started is just to document your journey. Don't focus on all the technicalities of having like a professional camera. Just share what's working for you, share your unique angle, share stories from your life. And just that combo of sharing who you are, share some strategies that you're actively using, and I think people will love you. That's what I did, and even the other affiliates that are starting to come up, that's what they're doing, and it's working. So the two people that came to visit me here in Colombia, that's what I told them to do, and now they're getting into affiliates, and it's working. They have their own channels, and they're starting to grow as affiliates, and that's really the best angle you can take is just be yourself. I love YouTube as a channel. I've seen a lot of people have success with shorts as well. You can get a lot of views on shorts quicker. It's going to be a little bit more work because you're going to have to follow up with the people that respond to your shorts or that DM you and so forth. But I would certainly start there. If you try too hard to be a YouTuber and just make go high level tutorials, it can work. It can work. However, I love sharing what you're currently doing and just documenting. Like, even if you are not even thinking about being a full time affiliate, still jump on YouTube, share strategies from your business, share things that are working, and just have your affiliate link, and you'd be shocked at the people that join, the people that just want access to you. Like, if you're getting started and you're new, you can do something I will not do in terms of value, and that is jump on and help people. So when they sign up to your link, you can jump on Zoom and help them if you have more time than money, right? I'm not going to do that anymore. I don't do one-on-one calls. I do group coaching calls. But if you're new, that's your competitive advantage is you can just dedicate more time one-on-one to the people that sign up. So I would start there, and then I would build out your program as people have questions. So don't just build what you think they need, wait for them to come, and then they'll tell you what they want. And then you can build exactly what it is that they want. And I think that's going to be true if you're building any kind of course. So I would 100% dive in. I think other affiliates. I've also seen other affiliates come in that have been big affiliates for other companies. Then they come to High Level and they absolutely crush. So if you do have experience in affiliate marketing, I think this is the best program. High Level has the best team I've ever seen, both on the agency support, just the affiliate support. Certainly, they do live calls where they help you through uh, anything that you might need help with, or if you want them to review your assets, anything like that. And also, they're just cool people. I met the high level team in person a couple times now, and always just everyone has been super cool. So I think if you are thinking about it, dive in. If you're thinking about testing it, you're an existing affiliate, go in and do it. If you're brand new, also just share what worked for you, and I think that will be your entry point in.
I love it. A little bit of inspiration, a lot of tactical advice. I really appreciate the advice and the guidance that you've provided today, Pavel.
Awesome. Appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Till next time.
All right. Take care.